Hello again, good morning, evening, or night, people. I don't have an intro, so just let's get down with this. For today's video, we have two topics. First, a cooking part, and second, that I finally remember what I was reading and that I wanted to recommend to you, and that I said or that I mentioned in the last video. So the footage you're going to see today, what you want to witness, is me baking an apple cake. I got the recipe from Max from Einfach Rezept, and if my German is still okay and it's not as rusty as I think it is, it means easy recipe or something like that. So still, I did add something, like I did change the recipe a little bit, such as the number of eggs that I use and the way that I've prepared the apples. So also, I will be writing down all the quantities in the description box down below and also in the comment section. So the first change that I did was I coated the apples with some cinnamon, sugar, nutmeg, and some lemon droplets to prevent the apples from getting, oxidized, from getting brown. And I added 3 eggs instead of 2 because of the size of the eggs that I have. The size that I bought from our local farm. And I think that's it. And also I did add some almond extract because, just because I wanted some almonds, but I don't have almonds with me and they are too expensive where I live, so I have to compensate with something else, hence the reason to add almond extract. And that's it. So hope you enjoy making this recipe, and now let's get started with the review. So, Concubine's walkthrough, however you want to call it. First of all, I just want to address this in the beginning, is that I love the drawing style. It's extremely pretty, and I adore the color palette too. So just look at this. For me, it's a very type of style that I really like or enjoy watching or seeing. And relating to the story, so far it has been very interesting as well, as many as you may probably know, since it's based on a concubine system. System is full of schemes, or a lot of scheming goes on this, and it's kind of akin to that type of genre, especially at the beginning of the story. So it makes you think it's going to be a historical isekai concubine type of story. So the story goes more or less like this. Like, Jonah is just a girl who wants to take her university entrance exam, but little does she know is that she's going to end up being stuck in this game that could potentially kill her if she makes a mistake. And I mean this when I said that they can die, because when one of the characters dies, well, hypothetically dies, the first time you realize that is the real deal, that if they commit any mistake, they can probably die in their reality. So it adds a little bit of extra spiciness to the story. And like I said, since it's also based on that isekai genre, it mixed with the video game topic, playing with the idea of it's currently playing with the idea of the matrix of what's real and what's not. So the plot thickens and thickens by each chapter, to the point where you start fantasizing about the possibilities or theorizing on what's going on, and in the end you just end up not trusting anybody that much, especially the main characters, especially one of the main characters that I think you are going to know who it is, because it's very obvious. Also, the ones that you think at the beginning are going to be the enemies end up not being enemies as you might think. They become allies. And the romantic plot is also very interesting, because at the beginning they set you up with this couple, or who you think is going to be the main couple, but lately in the latest updates you realize that not so much, that actually it can change. And I think that's very interesting as well. at least myself, I always find it extremely boring in shoujos or romantic plots or in Jose's mangas or webtoons where you know who's going to be the main couple and that's it. It's just where it ends. There's no chance of the main lead or the female lead or the male lead ending up like with someone else or for the other thing that I really, really liked was the dynamic between the protagonists or the people who are currently interacting with each other in the series. It's very funny in a way, and it's very dynamic. And like I said, you don't really know who is going to end up with or how the are going to become allies or no, if there's going to be any other betrayal. So it's very interesting. At this point, I don't know where this is headed, like how is it going to end, but I really like where it's going, so I'm expecting more and more about this and to see how it's going to end. So that will be my recommendation for this week. So I guess this is all for today for this video. I hope you have a nice day, evening, noon, night, wherever. Or so yes, I see you next week, I guess. I hope if I'm not too busy. So bye. Also, as a side note, the apple cake came out actually very good. So make sure to follow the recipe and I guess give it a quick, skip to Max's channel. So now, bye.